Hey, it's Saturday morning. I really, honestly, well, I just got up, and when I say that, I mean it quite literally. This morning, I um, got up, opened the house, made coffee. Still haven't washed up and everything for the day. Wanted to get on here and say immediately, thank you. Oh, that's just divine. Thank you very much for your response. I had a good Bandcamp Friday. I want to look at the stats page. Um, Bandcamp provides all kinds of statistics for you, as well as a page where you can see stuff like what is the best selling, what in any area of the country, what are the new arrivals. What I keep track of, just for my own pleasure, honestly, is I like to see on Bandcamp Friday how people did. And for several Bandcamp Fridays now, this is another one. I'm the top seller of the day. I'm number one. It tells me a lot about the reality of the music business and how well people on my level are doing sales-wise. So, for example, the top 5 sellers yesterday, I'm number one. RAF came in at number 5. And my Brian Day and Dereck Higgins title, I was really pleased. Besides the ones that I gave away to folks mainly in Canada yesterday. And one person from the UK took advantage of my offer yesterday, 2 for 1. I was very pleased that there were several orders for the Brian Day itself. This is not just a giveaway. So I'll be honest, what does that mean in actual numbers to be number one in sales on the Bandcamp here in Nebraska? I sold. I haven't made a actual count, but it's about 30. I sold about 30 titles yesterday, and that makes me the best seller of the day yesterday. Let me see. Bright Eyes is down, but again, the Bright Eyes that's just part of what is tallied through his Bandcamp site. That's not his primary. But I'm okay. Where is the new one by Simon Joyner? Is not even Pagan Athletes, who are local. They're up in the top 20 here, which is good. They're good, and I support them. Plaque Blake does pretty well usually too. So thank you, folks. I thank you from Australia who bought the digital and let me know that postage to Australia is $32. That is insane. That makes no sense. And the folks up in Canada, where you're paying anywhere between $17 and $20, that don't make no sense. And the one person from England that bought one yesterday, it was you'll see when you get it. It was like $21. It's ridiculous. It's unfair to us little folks. It is. I've been knowing folks working in the postal system for a long time. Everett, if you see this, I think of your dad. He was a postmaster. So since knowing your dad, I've gotten real familiar with folks in the postal system, and they're very honest with me, and these costs that are passed on to us. It doesn't have to be this ridiculous, but it is. So this is mainly a thank you. This last bunch that I just got in this morning, sales wise, this will be my 3rd trip to the post office in a day, in the last day. Those were happy trips, and practically all the staff at the PO that I go to. I don't go to the one that's closest to me because I don't like the atmosphere there. The one that I go to in Midtown, I love it. And they all know me by my first name now, the main people. I'm there so often. I'm glad to say that we got, folks responded to are responding because that's ongoing. The RAF, I reduced the price from 25 to $20. Got 3 sales on that. It's a damn good album. Well, everything I'm making is good. So much so that's the plan for today. Stephanie or Karim, if you see this, my intention is to get to the post office and get back here and crank up the studio. I've got some new stuff brewing, as well as I already have tracks for Hank Red to play on, but he's stimulated he's inspired me, so I've got some new stuff to get started today. So I got a call from Grapefruit yesterday. They let me know they got in a special order for me. So I went down there, and of course once I'm there, it's like, okay, I bought, it's the best store in Omaha for my taste. I love Homer's and I love recycled, but Grapefruit gets what I'm looking for the most part. There's a whole area of music that they, I have to keep telling them, well, you get this for me, It's not in their wheelhouse, but they get it for me. So this they got for me. Erkin Koray, he recently passed away, a Turkish musician, considered one of the pioneers of what is called Anatolian rock. I have one other of his albums. These are hard to get in this area. Meçhul, I'm sure it's like a Meçhul. Singles and Rarities. This is excellent. I mean, it's got that Turkish musical scale thing going on, which I guess is why it's called Anatolian. It's very ethnic, but it's also really proggy and it's intense. He sings you can feel his voice, and he's got a wonderful voice, and it's got that Eastern, almost snake charm like way of undulating the voice. This is excellent. So that's what they called me and said they had that in. But they got me. They got in a couple of things, reissues that I've been after. So this is 2 of them. One I used to have an original of. I don't know what happened to it. I don't remember selling it. I think I just destroyed it from overplaying it and taking it to too many parties, stoned out of my mind and losing track of it. I think it's really what happened to the album. I'll get to that. But this first. Been wanting this for my Haruomi Hosono collection forever. I have it on CD. I bought the CD in Japan in 1994. Music by Hosono, Takashi Ishikawa, and Hasataka Matsutoya. The Aegean Sea. Now you could call this background music, coffee table music. That's really what it is. Almost sounds like music that you would hear like in a travel agency or like in an old style big department store. But it's Hosono, and he hit me like the Beatles. George Harrison's my favorite Beatle. Hosono was my favorite Yellow Magic Orchestra. He started it all, so I collected. Glad to get this, but on top of that, I get a blue vinyl. I'm having fun with the color vinyl. There are some folks who just say, the color vinyl is not the same quality. I don't even give a shit. I don't care what anybody has to say about colored vinyl, because they're not here at my house having fun with these records like me. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about colored vinyl or what I'm listening to. I'm listening to it. So stoked that this was in. And I told him, you have made me very happy. hard to find stuff for my Hosono collection. And these parts, he's got a lot of stuff. He's played on a lot of records over in Japan. I don't endeavor to collect all those. I have some where it's like I hardly listen to him because the music is not what I like, but I bought it because he's on it. I'll show another one that they got in with. So they're obviously doing business with this label. We Want Sounds. We Want Sounds has been reissuing. There's the logo. Japanese stuff like crazy for years now, and a lot of what I like, a lot of what I already have. This is something I didn't have, and it was a no-brainer. Music Now for Harp, Ayako Shinozaki, with compositions by, in particular, Toru Takamitsu and Takahisa Kosugi of Taj Mahal Travelers. I said, well, this is going home with me, and this is the shit. This is that. It's heavy. That's what you say right away. The woman is playing the harp. You know, the harp that is so beautiful. She is attacking it on here, literally. And there's sound. Music Concrete is part of this, where recorded sounds and other natural occurring sounds are incorporated into the piece. Strongly so. It's got the original Japanese insert where it explains everything in Japanese, but also English. And what they were intending to do, they achieve it. It's stunning. It's also stunning because it's old. This was recorded in 1973, the year I graduated from high school. I had never seen this album before. I liked Takamitsu, and I have a small collection of his works. So, I bought a few things, but the other album, I was so pleased to see this reissue, and it's the official, because Grapefruit does buy stuff that's not officially released. I don't mind, but I don't like to buy stuff that I know is not, you know what I mean? Bootlegs. The Phoenix Record Company apparently is like a really well-heeled bootleg company. They put out a lot of stuff, like the Flower Traveling Band. One of the most popular or most seen issues of their album, Satori, is on Phoenix. I have some others. They're really well done, but according to Discogs, I think that label's not legit. But this is, pardon me for rambling on, the first Ashra temple. This is put out by Manmo Gotching's label, rest in peace. So it's official. This is high quality. It's even got I remember my old one. It didn't have a proper thick spine like that. This is unique. It's like the Quintessence album that it folds out, but not just once, but twice. And it's got a poster inside, as well as a sheet where the band explains what's going on with it. I'm not going to pull it out. Played this all the way through yesterday because it had been so long since I'd actually heard it. This is a cosmic music masterpiece. It's primitive and futuristic and bluesy and cosmic all at the same time. This is a masterpiece. This is an amazing piece of work, Ashra Temple. So glad to get this. So glad to get this. So very glad to get that. And I got 2 more items. These are the stuff. The shop hasn't been open but a couple of years now, and they're already out of room. Their inventory has just exploded. When they first opened, I was hoping that they would be able to keep it down like that, where it would be like in and out, in and out. But apparently, they bought a couple of some big collections. So they have a sale table, and I bought a couple things from the sale table because they were marked down. I'm actually going to suggest to them to have a real fire sale. Go ahead and take a bite out of some of these records that have been sitting in the shop for a while and don't move. Just mark them way down so you can get that. Because I'm going to tell them, you mark some of this stuff down, I'll buy it. I want it. I just can't afford to buy all this stuff, And it's sitting waiting for me, people like me. So, of the sale table that was marked down, I bought these. From New Zealand, right? The Chills, Martin Phillips, Soft Bomb. 90s album. I bought it when it came out in the 90s on CD, because that's what everybody was doing back then. CDs. I love the Chills. He has a very cool way of writing pop songs. And it's like, you hear him and it's like, oh, this is really catchy, but it doesn't sound like anybody else. And they're simple. That's what's crazy. His music and his songs are really real direct and simple. I like his wordplay. I like his voice. But his chord changes are not at all bluesy, not at all typical American at all, but still really accessible. And it's kind of like, I'll hear some of his songs and I'll think, I wish I had written that. This has several really good songs on it. Soft Bomb. So I got that, and I got one more. I got this Record Store Day reissue of Edgar Froese, however you say his name, his album Ages. And when this on Record Store Day, I was tempted, but too many other things I got. So when I saw that they still had a copy of this and it was marked down about $6, I was happy about that. I like the Tangerine Dream approach. This was pleasant. I haven't played both records, but I played side 1 and 2 all the way through. I never endeavored to sound exactly like Tangerine Dream with their arpeggio type of thing, but they have been an influence on me as a person who makes electronic music. These are nice looking discs, so that's why I was happy, and they play well. You do not hear that. You're not supposed to hear the difference in colors of vinyl. This is really well produced, really well pressed in Germany. And here's the other disc. So I was real happy to add these to the collection yesterday. So I'll go back to Bandcamp, folks. Quite literally, thank you. It's interesting, the sister of mine that's doing all right in California, married to Floyd Norman. She's so wonderful to me. I sent her a copy. I just wanted her to have my new album, so I sent her a copy about a week ago. Yesterday on Bandcamp, she overpays and buys a digital copy. She already has the music. And we're helping our other siblings. That's just, she didn't have to give me any money. I mean, she's helping folks out there already, and I am too. And here she didn't have to. That just blows me away. And then you folks who have been overpaying for stuff, showing me support, thank you. It means a lot, and I don't expect it. So when I see it, and I make sure, is this a double order? Are they asking for 2, 3 CDs? No, I just want one. And some people send notes as well, just explaining, thank you. And that's for you. That's for you. Keep you going. People, I feel it. I sure do. And I really appreciate it. I really, really do. I think the only other thing to share is how I am happy for my friends Blake and James, the guys who play horns on my new record. They are currently doing a gig on a cruise ship. And I think they're down either in, like they docked somewhere beachy. Doesn't look like America to me. And I'm really glad for them. Blake was a little he had trepidation about this gig. He needed the money, but he wasn't so sure about playing on a cruise ship. And it looks like they're having a blast. And he needed that after this shitty breakup, which I saw coming all along. It's like, it says a lot to me when you're involved with someone and yet that person, this woman, is making advances to me while I'm visiting my friend. Well, it doesn't make no sense. And I know this happens a lot. People like that titillation and that excitement. It's stupid. It's what it is. I know from experience, from direct experience, having had an affair with a married woman, not one but two. Yeah, stupid enough to do it twice. And the second one, it was like the breakdown didn't happen for 3 years. For 3 years, these people said, and I'll just be blunt, I won't say their names, but he just, yeah, you can fuck my wife. She was a belly dancer, just an incredibly beautiful and sensuous woman. This went on for 3 years before I finally broke down. Of course, what happened when I break down? It ruins of course it ruined our friendship. So stupid. So I'm just really happy that Blake is having a respite and a bit of a vacation along with making money and playing music, because that's really what he's about. He's a musician. Okay, folks, I think I'll stop here. Please have a good weekend. It really is pointless to try to share an opinion about the news because things are buck wild and completely chaotic and not about to turn the corner and get better anytime soon when it comes to national and international affairs and politics. Nothing is getting better. I'm 68 years old. I'm watching and observing. And I know that a lot of stuff is just, if anything, it's the way that it's portrayed through the media, which I hate, is because the media is corporate owned. And so it's all biased. And things would be just fine. And yet you'll turn on the news and it's just all this chaos. It's bullshit. Life is too sweet. And yet here we are. Okay. Bandcamp Friday is over, but don't stop buying this music. And I keep saying that because I've sold about 100 copies of my new album, Interlude. I sold 300 copies of The Muse just earlier this week. Where are you folks at? And those weren't all international, okay? There was a fair amount of international on the Muse sales. But come get this music, people, okay? Get a physical copy. It's worth it. Buy copies and give them away as gifts, if nothing else. I appreciate, and quite frankly, I need your support. Y'all take care.